It's not so much the football games that are giving them fits, it's the potential for increased traffic here on Central Street, along with a lack of parking around the field, potentially causing cars and noise to overflow into the neighborhood on concert nights. Students living south of Lunt Hall could become part of the 1st Ward, where students on North Campus will remain in the 7th Ward. Hey everyone, today we're inside Walter Athletic Center for a behind-the-scenes tour of what it takes to keep some of the best Cats teams looking fresh. From one of the best to do the job, Becca Hubner. The story picks up last month when former volunteer Alicia Bopp put up a Facebook post alleging poor conditions for the animals at Rest Your Paws Pet Refuge. It's less than a week until the governor of Illinois is set to lift that statewide mask mandate, and news here in Evanston and at Northwestern could come at any moment. Many aren't committing one way or the other just yet. In fact, the common theme here seems to be, I'll support him if he runs. While games kick off in less than 10 days, the media has been busy juggling a whole host of issues surrounding the 2022 World Cup. For now in Tallahassee, Logan Schiciano, WCTV Eyewitness News. Belvidere, Illinois is getting the rare chance to start its engine again.
Life is going to start being really good in a few years.
The small city just west of Chicago will reopen an auto assembly plant, bringing thousands of jobs back from the dead.
Belvidere is going to be revitalized. You know, we're going to come back strong, building good cars like we was doing.
Like they were doing for decades until auto giant Stellantis closed the Jeep Cherokee plant down in late February.
I'll admit I was battling depression and anxiety and everything else, and I mean, it hurt.
Mike Moe is the financial secretary for UAW Local 1268. We spoke with him last year, just before his nightmare became a reality.
We are definitely in a little bit of a pickle right now where we definitely need some help.
Eventually, that presidential help arrived. Joe Biden stopping in Belvidere on Thursday.
I told my team, make Stellantis know Belvidere is a priority. And I got on the phone and let them know personally I thought it was a priority.
And the reopening of the Belvidere assembly plant will truly be one of a kind. Mike Moe tells me it will be the first plant ever run by the big three, that's GM, Stellantis, and Ford, to go idle and then reopen its doors.
No plants ever come back from the dead. We just became the first.
It's all part of a tentative deal between Stellantis and the UAW, which put a 46-day strike in the rearview mirror.
With this UAW contract, you'll be treated fairly. You'll get a fair share of what you produce, and you'll get the dignity and respect you deserve.
UAW Local 1268 members voting Thursday overwhelmingly in favor of the deal. It includes a 25% pay increase over the next few years, cost of living adjustments, and more retirement benefits.
My yes or no vote for this contract was very simple. If there was going to be product at Belvidere, I was a yes. If there wasn't going to be, I'm a no.
And while it'll be a few years, former workers like Latasha Polk will be ready.
I actually work now somewhere else, but when the plant opens back up, I will be in it.
In Belvidere, Logan Schiciano, Northwestern News Network.
I don't want to go. I'm not going to go without a fight.
Melanie Payne Powell has owned a mobile home in Lake Bradford Estate since 1997.
I bought that mobile home with my husband's death money so that I could keep a roof over our heads. I was homeless 35 years ago. Don't ever want to do that again.
She and other homeowners say the group that owns the park, Homes of America, has violated Florida's Mobile Home Act by raising rent twice in a calendar year. An increase Payne Powell says she's refusing to pay.
I don't feel like they do enough in our park to charge $750.
Sometimes, I'm scared when I come home that, I'm going to put the key in and, I'm going to be locked out of my house.
On Saturday, homeowners and renters like Stephanie Richardson meeting for the first time together with the organization Manufactured Housing Action.
I think it's important to have them all at the meeting because that way they can all listen to each other's stories, build relationships, and build power and numbers to fight back.
WCTV has previously reported on the conditions at Lake Bradford Estates, from sewage in one resident's bathtub to roaches in another couple's bed sheets. These are problems that residents say the park's management should address, but haven't.
When you bring that to their attention, you don't get a response, so basically it's you taking care of the problem yourself.
Now, the Homeowners Association did have a mediation hearing last month with Homes of America, but members say that reached an impasse. That's why homeowners and renters now are looking at new options, both legally and politically.
I'm waiting for an eviction notice so that I can take it to court. I don't have a choice. I have to. I have to fight.
MH Action says it plans to compile residents' complaints and submit them to the Department of Health and Code Enforcement.
And our next step from there would be trying to meet with our local officials as well as our state and federal legislators, and maybe even work on some legislation to prevent this kind of thing from happening in the future.
WCTV reached out to Lake Bradford Estates Mobile Home Park, and an employee told us they will not provide a statement in response to residents' concerns. In Tallahassee, Logan Schiciano, WCTV Eyewitness News. Would you say this was a scam?
Completely a scam.
The last few days haven't been easy for Amir Dib. What started as an 8-minute Lyft ride home from the Firestone on Appalachie Parkway quickly escalated.
I received an email from Lyft's customer support stating that I had damages to my ride. Checked the email and saw that there was photos of vomit all over the vehicle.
An $80 damage fee was tacked on for a mess he said he never made.
Completely, blew me away. I was like, what damages?
His wife taking to Facebook to share what happened. In the comments, she posted part of a picture which was submitted by Amir's Lyft driver, alleging that Dib was responsible, but Dib says he has proof that he wasn't.
That's the time on the dashboard saying 9:10 a.m. and my Lyft was at 12:42 p.m.
Dib also showed us some footage from his Ring doorbell.
There's video footage of me standing by my garage with no vomit, anywhere on me.
Over the weekend, Amir did get some good news. He finally got his money back from Lyft, but he did have to speak with 3 agents across 2 days in a process that he says was frustrating.
To take 2 days of my time to actually try to resolve this, go back and forth on email, it takes time from my day-to-day things I have to do.
It's a very good group of people.
The alleged scam also angering other rideshare drivers, like with Josh, who says this incident does not represent the broader rideshare community in Tallahassee.
He got abused by somebody who was, supposed to be there to just take him somewhere, and that's just something that made all of the drivers irritated.
We reached out to Lyft about the situation. They responded with this statement saying, in part, quote, Lyft support team investigates each incident individually and makes a determination based on the evidence available, such as photos and statements from both the driver and rider. And while his dispute was resolved, Dib wants to see the company take action.
I think they should require all drivers to have in-vehicle dash cam to rectify any situations like this.
In Tallahassee, Logan Schiciano, WCTV Eyewitness News.